Greetings, YouTube. Hit the camera where you can kind of see me. I don't know, I feel like my New Year's resolution should be, not that we're anywhere close to New Year's, but I always try to make a New Year's resolution that's something like practical that will actually help my life. So, you know, losing 50 pounds is not ever usually on that. Because I always go for something like easy to do. So I think my New Year's resolution for next year should be film videos with decent lighting and camera angles. So I'm going to try to get, I got fiber on my mouth, I'm going to try to get a jump on that. I am considering we have like a decent amount of subscribers on YouTube and people actually watch these videos. I should probably quit filming them in what looks like a dark closet with terrible camera angles. But so I'm going to try. So anyhow, what I wanted to do today was, besides get fiber stuck in my chapstick, was I just haven't gotten on here and done a, like, hey, what's everybody spinning video here in a while. And I figured it would be a good time because, one, I just ate lunch, and if I don't talk to somebody, I'm gonna fall asleep. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but I do. And two, let me get this down here. And this is the lovely bat of Romney that I am spinning. I just blended it up yesterday. And also, I was like, this is a great time to show everybody what I'm working on, because I'm literally working on 3 different things. I have this yarn, which is from this bat, which is 3 different colors of dyed Romney wool with a little bit of bamboo and some shiny stuff, but the shiny stuff's all mixed in there, so you can't really see it. So yeah, mostly Romney with some bamboo and some shiny stuff. But it's about 3 different colors, and it's spinning up really pretty. So that's one thing I'm working on. The other thing I'm working on was I went crazy and started spinning this silk hanky. And I started spinning it here. You can see I have made very, very thin. I'm making basically silk thread with the idea that I'm going to thread ply it with something chunkier, and it's going to look fabulous. So I'm making my own silk thread, and you can see it is very thin because you can barely see it. There you go, you can see it on my arm, but it's turning out really pretty. And if you've never spun a silk hanky and you're like, what is a silk hanky? Silk hanky is this thing, even though it's partially pulled apart at this point, but it comes in layers. So you have to pull it apart, kind of like phyllo dough. And then you put your hands through the middle, and you can see my lotion. I'm trying not to fall. Oh, the comment disappeared before I could finish reading who it's from. Somebody else trying not to fall asleep. I am the worst. And then somebody always pops up and is like, well, if you don't eat such a heavy meal, then you won't be so sleepy. And I'm like, lady, I just ate a salad. Like, I should not be this sleepy. So it doesn't seem to matter what it is. If I eat any food, I am immediately asleep again, probably because I wake up too early. So, silk hankies, you pull it into layers, and then you put your hand in the middle, and you pull it and pull it and pull it, and it pretty much turns itself into pencil roving. And the one thing with silk hankies is they're kind of a pain. Like, once you get going with them, then it's really fun, and you can make your own silk thread. But when I very first started spinning, I lived in Washington State, as some of you know. So my dad and I actually were at Paradise Fibers in Spokane, and there was this lady who worked there who had a silk hanky, and she was walking around like some sort of magical wood nymph, like spinning it on a drop spindle. It was one of those Turkish drop spindles, which was great because it spun really fast. And I was like, well, I want to do that. So I picked up a silk hanky and I took it home. I tried to spin it. I ended up giving it to a friend because I couldn't deal with it. And one of the major issues I was having was, as you see, and if you, touch it at all, it wants to stick to you. And I did lotion up my hands earlier, because you have to be very like Silence of the Lambs about silk hankies, and it's like it puts the lotion on its skin or else it doesn't spin the silk hankies, and that is a Buffalo Bill reference for those of you who have not seen Silence of the Lambs. But long story short, if you don't have hand lotion or any sort of calluses or anything at all, like a hangnail, anything like snaggy manicure is gonna snag that, which is why I'm currently, so I switched from that, because I'm not that dainty, to this Romney, which is much more of a workhorse, and I'm really enjoying spinning it, and I'm making myself spin it worsted style, which is not my norm. I normally am a woolen spinner. I like to do the long draw. But, you know, discipline is a thing, so I'm going to make myself spin this in a more woolen style spin. So that means, here, let me pull this, that I am pulling it forward and then smoothing it back. I'm pulling it forward and smoothing it back versus just pulling it back like that, which is my normal. And the reason that it can be nice to do that is spinning it worsted style, so the pulling it forward and smoothing it back. When you're doing that, you're taking, let's see, I love spinning from the bat. Yeah, I haven't spun from a bat in forever, so I was pretty excited. I was going to just list this one and then was like, I'm going to spin it. But when you're doing worsted, it's like the fiber starts this way, and by pulling it forward, you're pulling it flat. So it's getting spun with the fibers more compact versus if you're spinning it woolen and it looks more like a spiral tube. So since this Romney is not the finest of fibers, I find it very fun and I really am enjoying spinning it, but it's not, you know, uber bougie. I thought spinning it more, like making it behave itself versus letting it be wild and crazy would make it less fuzzy. And so I'm going to try to make a less fuzzy yarn. So that's what I'm working on with this. So this is the project that has most wooed me recently into working on it and have abandoning my other two projects. One of which is the silk hankies, and then the other you may recognize. I brought it over here to show you. This one, which I'm still working on. I'm almost done though. Which is the Corridel and Sari Silk blend from my friend at Get Bent's Farm. And it is really pretty. And I'm just spinning it even, yeah, I love this one too. It's just natural white Corridel with the recycled Sari Silk in it. And it's from Get Bent's, B-E-N-T-Z. They are a small farm, and they also have like a little boutique mill, and we're all really digging their fiber. You can find them on mylocalwool.com. So go search Get Bent's Farm, and on Instagram or YouTube or My Local Wool, and you will find them. It's very nice. So that's my other, and it came in like this roving, like this. So this is the roving from their mill, and it's really nice. It's very fuzzy. So those are my three ADD spinning projects that I'm working on. Today is the first official day that my kids are back in school. Yesterday was a half day, which was just enough to tease all of us because they like school. So it was like I dropped them off and then it was time to go pick them up again. So today is the first day that they are back on a full day of school. So I'm actually have some spinning time. But I do need to drag myself off of here, I guess, and I have emails to check and more bats to put together. Like I said, I'm making these Romney bats. Got some different color options, but they're very pretty. So I don't know. Have you ever spun with Romney? It is not, like I said, a super duper fine fiber, but I find it really fun to spin. It doesn't hang on to itself. Like merino can sometimes, you know, like it wants to hang on to itself. Romney reminds me sort of Corridel, is very, but I'd say less long fiber. you know, it's slippy, so it's fun in a bat. It makes these kind of fuzzy little bats, and I sure am enjoying spinning them. So like I said, so for a Romney, said it's got kind of a shorter, fuzzier little fiber, but it sure is fun to spin. Anyhow, it's probably enough rambling. I need to go make myself do actual business owner stuff and check emails and blend bats. But I wanted to get on here and say hello. So, hello. And I hope everybody else is having a good day. I don't know. It's a crazy world out there. We all need to try to be nice to each other. And if not, I guess hiding in your house and playing with spinning fibers always a good bet too. Anyhow, I'm gonna go microwave some coffee and get to work. Y'all have a good one.